You're already married. Why are you here to register again? Don't you realize it's a crime to be a bigamist?
Keira Olsen, startled, stepped out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, holding a just-printed marriage certificate.
Miss Olsen, you're already married. Why did you hire me for a sham wedding?
After saying that the deposit was non-refundable, he left in a hurry. Keira bit her lip, still reeling from the shock. I'd never even had a boyfriend. How could I possibly be married? Lewis Horton. Help me figure out who this is.
Got it.
Who is she? She's so pretty.
Shush, she's the illegitimate daughter that the boss doesn't acknowledge.
Her mom was the mistress. When Mrs. Olsen was about to give birth, she showed up heavily pregnant, demanding rights, and they both delivered on the same day. That old woman has got balls. She has made up all sorts of excuses and not left the house.
At least Miss Keira knows her place. She moved out in junior high and hasn't been back for many years. I wonder what brings her here today.
Keira kept her gaze lowered, pretending not to hear their talk, and walked into the living room.
Did you get the marriage certificate?
Yes.
That's good. You have to remember your place. Jake Horton is your sister's fiancé. He's from a high-ranking noble family, something an illegitimate child like you could never hope for. Only your sister is worthy of him.
You can take the garbage I don't want.
What are you arguing about? Mr. Horton will be coming soon. Silence.
Who is Mr. Horton?
Of course, it's billionaire Lewis Horton today. He is the CEO of the world's #1 conglomerate. If we can cooperate with him, we can rest assured.
Who? Lewis Horton? Isn't he my husband? Just because I'm an illegitimate daughter, my father forced me to marry a cheap husband. But unexpectedly, this accidental husband turned out to be the billionaire. Mr. Horton.
Who's Lewis Horton? Is he really important?
It's normal for you not to know him because he's a mystery. Even I have never met him. He is Jake Horton's young uncle. He's only 28 years old and is now the real power holder in the Horton family.
The Horton family is the top family in Oceania, and the one in control has a very prestigious status. The Olsen family is just slightly above average in terms of wealth. This marriage was viewed as Isla marrying up. It was impressive enough if the one in power could attend the wedding. Why would he personally show up for the betrothal? At the engagement party, Keira, Isla's stepsister and a neglected, illegitimate daughter, remains on the sidelines, observing. Her stepmother, Poppy, approaches her with a sneer.
Keira, why are you still here? Don't embarrass us. You're not fit to mingle with such important guests.
Keira smirks. Don't worry, I'm not interested in disrupting your grand plans. Mr. Olsen invited me to stay for a drink. Isla, wearing an air of superiority, adds mockingly.
Keira, just accept that your place is with your punk husband. You don't belong here.
Keira hides her irritation but decides to stay. Not out of defiance, but to uncover the truth about Lewis Horton. When the Horton family arrives, Keira immediately notices Lewis. His imposing presence and commanding aura draw her gaze, and their brief eye contact sends a shiver down her spine. His expression reveals nothing, leaving her unsure if he recognizes her. Later, as Lewis steps onto the balcony to take a call, Keira seizes the chance to follow him. Alone with him, facing his cold, she suddenly smiled and asked tentatively, "Honey?"